So we move on to my pick of the evening, and that is the new Wild Venus. Because there's a question mark there now, ladies and gentlemen.
Head tilt
And
is necessary for it.
because Mina Shirakawa's jaw got broken on the November 3rd
Mm.
show, facing off with Saya Kamatani for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. So she is out for the foreseeable future. I don't think it hasn't been stated that she is permanently replaced by Waka Tsukiyama, but she is being. But she,
Skiyama.
so,
Yum.
yeah, whatever her name is. Waka is in her place to
Mhm.
team with SAKI, so they don't have to forfeit the rest of the tournament. But we will see if Mina Shirakawa does get to return at some point within this tournament, depending on how well she can come back from the broken jaw, how long it will take her to heal. But this match was absolutely wonderful. Waka showing up like again younger in her career, but she's showing up like she like so good.
Mhm.
Hazuki hits a beautiful MX into a crossface, but Saki did get the ropes on that one. But again, a beautiful transition from the MX into the crossface. I love the transitions from Hazuki. She's so good. Waka ended up did get the Liv Morgan flatliner thing out of the ropes to
Mhm.
Hazuki, and then got this beautiful second rope drop kick, and then Saki in with this beautiful knee to the head of Hazuki, and then Waka getting this like straight jacket pull down slam on Hazuki for and getting a two out of that. It's just like the beautiful flow of sequences from both these teams. Just everything is so smooth,
Mhm.
and then like um Walker getting this beautiful tiger suplex in the match, but only getting a two out of it. But just the Hazuki backstabber into the Koguma DDT again. These beautiful flow of how these girls work together. Both of these teams, especially with Waka and Saki, being that they both come in here not having teamed together before, where Saki and Mina are regular tag team partners. Waka is new, and the fact that they can flow together.
Mhm.
Hazuki, a beautiful Michinoku driver on Waka, but only gets two. But the finish of the match did come with the off the shoulder cutter from Cog off the shoulder of Hazuki to Waka, and then the delayed brainbuster by Hazuki did get SWC the win and another 2 points.
Mhm. Mhm. And what a beautiful brainbuster that Hazuki
Mm-hmm.
is able to pull off. I believe we praised the heck out of her during the Grand Prix for how beautiful it is. We can't not praise it now. It's still one of the most picture perfect brainbusters I think I've ever seen, not just in women's wrestling, but in men's. To go back to what you said about Mina Shirakawa, this is the danger of the Phoenix Splash. That's all I'm going to say about that. We saw what it did to Ibushi. Now we see what it's done to Mina's face. Please be careful when you're jumping off your stuff, guys. But one thing that I mentioned that I really, really enjoyed about this match in particular was the almost mother daughter vibe that I was getting out of Waka and Saki. How Waka was almost not having quite enough momentum or power to be able to pull off her moves. She'd get into it, and Saki would run up and like push her to complete the move. I thought it was very endearing, very sweet, and it did show that unity and that kind of flowability of Waka and Saki, despite their lack of usual tagmanship. So this match was very, very good, very fun, very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. Good pick.
And then the final goddess match of the night for the November 5th show is Mafia Bella's Giulia Thekla take from Dynamite taking on Karate Braves, Syuri and Tomoka Inaba from God's Eye. The finish of this match did come with Syuri almost for the flapjack into and drop down into a knee strike to the face
Mm-hmm.
of Thekla by Inaba, and then sad to say that Suri hit a very sloppily looking,
Mm-hmm.
as I call it, an embroflosion, um,
Mm-hmm.
which is this side drop slam
Mm-hmm.
for the win. It just, my opinion, if you do a move looking that loose, and it kind of, I would have redone and maybe picked her up and hit her with something
Mm-hmm.
else to finish it, because it's just, to me, I saw her do it and I'm like, oh, that's the finish. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Again, I have some issues with Karate Brave. I don't dislike them. I just, I have issues with both. I'll get to it. I will be talking about them on the from the
The next
November
one,
6th show. I will
yeah.
talk about a couple things I have with that team and some stuff I do really love about that team. So yeah, and so we are going to move on to the November 6th show. And I'm going to give you there. I did not. There was no card drop updates. I'll just give you a full update after the number 6 show when they did drop a card. Did start out with the first of the 3 matches on this night for the Red Goddesses. For the Goddess Tag Team Tournament is the Red Goddess division. It's my fair lady, Lady C Mai Sakurai, taking on Mafia Bella's Giulia and Thekla. And do be aware that Mai Sakurai is a part of Donald Del Mundo that Giulia and Thekla are part of. There is a beautiful spot where Thekla, or the end came when Thekla did the Matrix bend back and dodged the clothesline, then hit this very nice spear, and then transitioned it into her submission. It's really hard to describe, but it's like almost like a leg crucifix with the arms pulling on the head, called the Kumo Garami. And Mai Sakurai had no choice but to tap out. And the biggest factor is you have Thekla tapping out her stablemate here. But after the match, Giulia and Thekla each separately hugged Mai Sakurai, saying they're all cool and we're friends. So that was the biggest takeaway at the end there.
I have to say everything you said right there, I agree with and would have said myself. The only thing that I would add to that is, despite the lack of unity happening between Mai Sakurai and Lady C, this was the most unified that they did seem so far.
Yeah, so
since
far
we've seen them.
they weren't fighting like their first match.
Exactly. So that's a step up. We're going to take that baby step as a victory.
Very much so. Very much so. But from here, we move on to Mel's pick, the second of the 3 goddess matches of the night. And it is Mel's pick. It is BMI 2000's Natsuko Tora and Natsuraka Raka. Words do maybe do not work for me. From Away the Tide, taking on FWC's Hazuki and Koguma from Stars. And this is, I think, what, the third or fourth show in a row that FWC is on.
Correct. You are correct about that. Yeah. Same with Mafia Bella, I believe, also.
Yeah. So you're seeing teams that haven't even competed yet, and yet you're seeing teams already 4 matches in after 4 nights. So we're gonna think you're gonna start to see them space out over the rest of the tournament.
Correct. And this match, man, what a match. As I mentioned earlier, there's obviously a lot of tension. And Natsuko Tora clearly messed some ish up before she got injured and came back. Since she has come back, there seems to be a lot more people who have problems with her than a lot more people who don't have problems with her. Hazuki not even acknowledging her intro, just standing in the corner staring at her. Even in the worst situation, Hazuki will still come up, do her little gun thing, and she's happy. She was not having it tonight. This was a no-nonsense match for her. Koguma still happy doing her thing. She was doing her best. She was doing her best to be that happy, positive person in this match. But when you're going against Oedo Tai, you can't do that. You have to come in full seriousness. Hazuki, when she finally got in against Tora, shot for shot, just standing toe to toe for her, going. These girls clearly have a history. I enjoyed this tag match, and I know Natsuko Tora has her issues with Utami. When she is done with Utami, though, I would love to see her and Hazuki get into the ring and have a showdown to figure out whatever issues they are having, because that seems like some tension I would love to get in on. Koguma, again, absolute trooper, doing everything she can to help her team. Very unfortunate that she missed that dive to the outside, which only took out Hazuki instead of Ruaka and Tora. Unfortunately, I think we have the other members of Oedo Tai to kind of sort of thank for that. This allowed Tora to get the upper hand on Koguma and get the swanton on her before pinning her. This match was a fun match, though, from start to finish. Again, BMI making a statement with these girls. They may have struggled a little bit more with them, but FWC are the tournament winners from last year. They are former Goddess of Stardom champions. They shouldn't have gone into the match thinking that it would be just a walk in the park. Andre, what do you think?
Yeah, honestly, like you could see how much BMI 2000 and is dominating in this in this thing so far, and why they're one of my front runners to win the Blue Goddess division.
Mhm.
And like just some of the power you see out of these ladies is absolutely phenomenal. But the end there, when was it Tora hit a like almost like an FU, like a sit out
Mhm.
FU, and Raka hit the tree slam. Then they both go up to the top, and Raka hitting like the splash, and Tora hitting the swanton to get that
Mhm.
finish. It's just that pure dominance of a finish that both these women are dominating both their opponents at the
Mhm.
to win this match.
Hmm. I am just waiting for them to finally show down with 7 Up. That is going to be a battle of the powerhouses for sure, and a battle of dominance.
That's going to be an insane match, I think,
Hmm.
coming forward. But